Welcome dear students. Today we are going to learn the next topic from our second chapter parallel lines, that is use of properties of parallel lines. Here we are going to learn important theorem from our entire textbook of 9th standard, that is the sum of measures of angles of a triangle is 180 degree. In 8th standard, you have learned this property. But now, here we are going to prove this property with the use of properties of parallel lines. Now, observe on blackboard. The statement of the theorem is the sum of measures of angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Now, given, they have given you a triangle A, B and C. Triangle ABC is any triangle. Observe the figure on blackboard. I have taken an acute angle triangle which is triangle ABC, and I am going to prove that the sum of measures of all the three angles of this triangle ABC is 180 degree. If you write the angles by single vertex, then it also correct. But in our textbook, they have given the names of angles by three vertices. That's why I have taken it like this. First of all, angle A, B and C. That is, here we have taken the angle B. Next is angle ACB. That is, here we have taken angle C. And the last one is angle BAC. That is angle A. We are going to prove that the sum of measures of all the three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. With the help of the given figure of triangle, we are not able to prove this theorem, and that's why we are going to do one simple construction. With the help of that construction, we can easily apply the properties of parallel lines. What is that construction? That use the vertex A and draw a line passing through that vertex A, but which is parallel to side BC or line BC. Now I am going to complete that, and students, please remember that when you are going to do the construction, always do the construction with dotted lines, and that's why I am going to draw the dotted line passing through this vertex A, and which line is parallel to line BC. Now this is my construction. That in our textbook they have given the names that this line is PQ. That line PQ is passing through vertex A, and that line is parallel to, that is, side or line BC. Now we are going to write the construction. I am going to write in short that line PQ is parallel to line BC. This is my construction. Now we are going to prove the entire proof. Now observe the figure on blackboard. We are going to prove the figure. Please observe the figure. Line PQ is parallel to line BC with the help of the construction. Now suppose I have taken segment AB as the transversal. Then this angle PAB is congruent to angle ABC. This is a pair of alternate angles, and therefore since the lines are parallel, with the help of properties of parallel lines, these two angles are congruent to each other. Now again take the same lines and take AC as the transversal. I will get another pair of alternate angles. That is, line PQ is parallel to line BC and segment AC as the transversal. I am getting here this angle is congruent to this one. Now these two angles are also alternate angles. I will get here second pair of congruent alternate angles. Now I am going to write in short all the steps. Now first step of proof, line PQ is parallel to line BC and segment AB is transversal. Therefore, angle PAB is congruent to angle ABC. This is my statement number 1. The reason is alternate angles. Now second, line PQ parallel to line BC and segment AC is transversal. Now second pair of alternate angles, that is angle QAC is congruent to angle AC and B. This is my second pair. The reason is alternate angles. Now here, both the pairs are congruent to each other. But in our textbook, they have taken the sign of only equality. Since we are going to add both the statements, we have taken that the measures of angles is equal. Since in the third step, we are going to add both the statements. Now take the addition of both the statements, that is angle PAB, adding 1 and 2, angle PAB plus angle QAC is equal to angle ABC plus angle ACB. Now here this middle angle is remaining. I am going to add this angle BAC in both the statements. Observe the figure on blackboard. I am going to add this angle BAC in both the sides, on both the sides. Now adding angle BAC on both the sides, we get what you will get here. Now I am going to write those steps on the top, or we can write the addition here, and the next step at the top, angle PAB plus angle QAC plus angle BAC is equal to angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC. Now observe the figure on blackboard. Here we can add these two angles. Here angle PAB plus angle BAC, that means PAB plus BAC. We can write the addition of these two angles as angle PA and C. I am going to write that as the next step. Please observe on blackboard. Angle addition postulate. I am going to repeat my step again. Angle PAB plus angle ABAC. Addition of these two angles is angle PA and C. Angle PAC plus angle QAC. Instead of these two, I have taken angle PAC plus the remaining angle QAC. Write the right hand side angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC. But we know that these two angles are in linear pair, and we know that the property for angles in linear pair, their sum is always 180 degree. Therefore 180 degree is equal to angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC. And this is what we are going to prove, that angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC is equal to 180 degree. This proof is very important related with our exam. And now here we have completed our first theorem, which is very important, that the sum of measures of angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Students, now we are going to learn test for parallel lines. First one is interior angle test. The statement for this test is, if the interior angles formed by a transversal of two distinct lines are supplementary, then two lines are parallel. That means when the sum of measures of interior angles of one side of a transversal is 180 degree, then we can easily prove that the two lines are parallel. Now, this proof is given by indirect method. That means this proof is indirect proof. We have already learned the meaning of the word indirect proof. That here, assume that the statement which we are going to prove, that this is not true. We have taken two different figures. Observe the first figure. Here line AB is given, line CD is given, and their transversal line XY is also given. Line XY intersects the two lines in two distinct points P and Q. Here in this figure they have given that the two interior angles, that means angle BPQ and the addition of angle PQD, the sum of measures of these two angles is 180 degree. The angles are not congruent to each other, but their sum is 180 degree. I am not going to show the angles with the same sign. We know only the property that the sum of these two angles is given as 180 degree. In other words, the given two angles are given supplementary. Now, we are going to prove this proof with indirect method, and therefore let us assume that line AB is not parallel to line CD. Now, we are going to write the small steps of proof, that let line AB is not parallel to line CD. Let us assume that the statement which we are going to prove is not correct. Now we are going to consider the second figure. If the lines are not parallel to each other, then the lines must intersect each other at point T. In the second figure, we have taken that line AB and line CD intersect each other at point T. Now here, just now we have completed the important theorem, that consider any triangle. We know that the sum of measures of all angles of that triangle is 180 degree. I am going to apply that theorem for triangle PQ and T. In triangle PQ and T, angle PQT plus angle PTQ plus angle QP and T is equal to 180 degree. The sum of measures of angles of triangle. Just now we have learned the theorem that the sum of measures of angles of triangle is 180 degree. But observe the given. In given, they have given that angle BPQ and angle PQD is equal to 180 degree. Now angle BPQ is same as angle TPQ. Angle QPT or angle P, that is angle QPT, is same as angle BPQ. Now the next angle is angle PQD, that is angle PQT. The sum of measures of these two angles is 180 degree. Now write that step. But angle BPQ plus angle PQD is equal to 180 degree given. Instead of BPQ, I am going to write angle QPT, and PQD. Instead of that, I am going to write angle PQT. The angles are same but the names are different. Now therefore my conclusion is the measure of this third angle, that is measure of this angle, is equal to 0. Angle PPQ is equal to 0 degree. And this is a contradiction, that the sum of measures of all the three angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree, and therefore we arrived at the contradiction since our assumption is wrong, that is line AB is not parallel to line CD, and therefore we get this contradiction, and therefore our assumption is wrong, and therefore line AB is parallel to line CD. Generally, these indirect proofs are not included in exam, but the proof is given in our textbook, and that's why I have explained the entire proof. Try to get it easily, that we have used only two properties. Sum of measures of angles of a triangle is 180 degree, and a given statement that the interior angle are supplementary, and therefore addition of only two angles is 180, and therefore we get a contradiction that the measure of this remaining third angle is equal to 0. This is a contradiction which is not possible, and we reach to the contradiction since our assumption is wrong, and therefore line AB is parallel to line CD. Here we have completed our second theorem, which is interior angle test. Students, now we are going to learn the proof of alternate angle test. What is the meaning of this alternate angle test? Two lines, line L and M, and their transversal N is given. If this figure is given, and if they have given that a pair of alternate angle is congruent to each other, then we can easily prove that the lines must be parallel to each other. Now observe the given figure. Here line L and line M and their transversal N is given. Also they have given that one pair of alternate angle is congruent. That means they have given that angle A is equal to angle B. Now we are going to prove that if this is the given, then both the lines, given lines, are parallel to each other. Now here first of all I am going to use another pair of angle. Suppose this I am going to take help of this third angle, that is angle C. Now observe the relation between angle A and C. Angle A and C are in linear pairs, and therefore we know that the sum of measures of angles in linear pair is 180 degree, and therefore angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. The reason is angles in linear pair. But they have given that they have given that angle A is equal to angle B. This is our given. Now from statement number 1 and 2, we will easily get that. I can replace here in place of A, I am going to write now B. Angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree is our conclusion. Now observe the relationship between angle B and C. Those are two pairs of interior angles of the same side of the transversal. Now just now we have proved the interior angle test, that when the interior angle on the same side of the transversal are supplementary, the lines must be parallel to each other, and therefore our conclusion is line L is parallel to line M by interior angle test. I am going to repeat the entire theorem again. Please observe. In the alternate angle test, they have given two lines L and M and their transversal N. Also in the given, they have given that one pair of alternate angle is congruent to each other. We have taken angle A is equal to B as given, and we are going to prove that line L is parallel to M. In the first step, we have taken help of another third angle, A and C. The relationship between A and C, both the angles are in linear pair. Therefore, their sum is 180 degree. In given, they have given that A is equal to B. In place of A, I have replaced now B since both are equal. Therefore, my next conclusion is angle B plus C is 180 degree. Now B and C are interior angles on the same side of the transversal, and therefore by interior angle test my next conclusion is line L is parallel to line M. Here we have completed the third proof of alternate angle test. Students, now we are going to learn the last theorem, that is corresponding angle test. I am going to explain the statement of this test, that here also line L and line M and their transversal N is given. And if a pair of corresponding angle is congruent to each other, then we are going to prove that the lines are also parallel to each other. Now observe the given figure. In figure, line L and line M, two lines are given, and line N is their transversal, and they have given that one pair of corresponding angle. Actually there are four different pairs of corresponding angles. From those four pairs, one pair of corresponding angle is given congruent to each other. In given, they have given that angle A is equal to B. We are going to prove that in this case line L is parallel to line M. Now I am going to write the proof. Here also I need help of the third angle. I have taken angle C, which is in linear pair with this angle A. I have taken this third angle C, which is not congruent but which is in linear pair with angle C. Now angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. My first step of the proof, angles in linear pair. But in given, they have given that angle A is equal to angle B. Pair of corresponding angle is given congruent to each other. Now I am going to replace A with angle B, and therefore angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Now observe both the angles, angle B and C. Both the angles are interior angles on the one side of the transversal, and therefore my last conclusion is, since interior angles are supplementary, line L is parallel to line M by interior angle test. Now here students, we have completed four important theorems from this chapter, but write down the first theorem, which is the sum of measures of angles in triangle is 180 degree. Then no need to write the theorem of interior angle test since it is indirect proof. Try to learn it from textbook and write down the last two theorems, that is alternate angle test and corresponding angle test. Write these two theorems and their proofs from your textbook, and in our next lecture we will take practice set 2.2. Thank you.